I never thought I'd find love again at 77. After my wife passed away, I spent 3 years alone, convinced that chapter of my life was closed forever. Then I met Sarah at a community center painting class. She was kind, attentive, and seemed genuinely interested in my stories. For weeks, everything felt perfect, until my daughter asked me one simple question that stopped me in my tracks. That question saved me from what could have been a devastating mistake. Love after 75 isn't just possible. It can be beautiful, fulfilling, and genuine. But it also comes with unique challenges and risks that younger people don't face. Today, we're going to talk about the one critical question that can help you determine if your new relationship is truly authentic or potentially harmful. Finding companionship later in life is incredibly important. Studies show that seniors in meaningful relationships live longer, experience less depression, and maintain better cognitive function. But with nearly 25% of seniors falling victim to romance scams or manipulative relationships each year, knowing how to protect your heart and your security has never been more crucial. Stay with me until the end, because the insight I'll share might be exactly what you need to hear before opening your heart to someone new. I'll reveal the question that changed everything for me and show you 5 clear signs that separate genuine love from potential deception. If you're enjoying this content so far, please comment "love" below to let me know you, here, and subscribe to get more insights that can help protect and enrich your golden years. Now, let us get started with the 5 key signs of authentic love versus warning signals of potential deception after 75. Sign 1. Their interest in your personal journey. One of the clearest indicators of whether someone's affection is genuine lies in how they engage with your personal history and life experiences. Take Margaret and Thomas, both in their late 70s. Margaret met Thomas at her grandson's wedding. From their first conversation, Thomas asked thoughtful questions about her life, not just superficial details, but meaningful experiences that shaped her. He remembered small things she mentioned weeks earlier, asked follow-up questions about her teaching career, and showed genuine curiosity about the challenges she'd overcome. In contrast, consider Eleanor, who met Richard through an online seniors group. While Richard was charming and attentive, Eleanor noticed his questions always seemed to circle back to her financial situation, her retirement savings, her home ownership, her investment decisions. When she shared meaningful stories about her children or past struggles, he'd listen politely, but quickly change the subject back to practical matters. What's happening here? Authentic love centers on who you are, not what you have. Someone with genuine intentions wants to know your story, your joys, your sorrows, your values, and the experiences that made you who you are today. They remember details because they care, not because they're recollecting information. A person with ulterior motives tends to show selective interest. They're attentive when the conversation involves assets, insurance policies, or your living situation, but seem disconnected when you share personal struggles or family stories. Here is what you can do. Pay attention to conversation patterns. Does this person remember meaningful details about your life? Do they ask about your feelings and perspectives? Or do they seem more interested in practical aspects of your situation? Try deliberately changing subjects from financial topics to personal memories. How smoothly do they follow your lead? Remember, genuine connection grows from shared understanding of each other's life journeys. If someone truly cares for you, they care about all of you, not just your resources or what you can provide. Sign 2. The pace of the relationship. The second critical sign involves timing, how quickly your relationship develops and progresses toward major commitments. Consider Harold, who at 82 joined a senior center after his wife's passing. There he met Barbara, a 78-year-old widow. Their relationship developed gradually over 6 months. They shared coffee after weekly bridge games, eventually progressing to dinner outings and meeting each other's adult children. When Harold mentioned possibly selling his home, Barbara encouraged him to take his time and consider all options carefully. Then there's William, who met Diane at his church. Within 3 weeks, Diane was talking about combining households to save money. By week 5, she suggested adding her name to his checking account for convenience and began mentioning his will. When William hesitated, she became emotional, saying his reluctance meant he didn't truly care for her. Genuine love respects the natural rhythm of connection. At our age, we've learned that meaningful relationships develop through shared experiences, gradual trust building, and mutual respect. Someone who truly cares about your well-being understands that major decisions, especially financial ones, deserve careful consideration. When someone pushes for rapid commitment, particularly around financial matters, it often signals concerning intentions. Love that is built to last can withstand the test of patience. Manipulation typically cannot. Here is what you can do. Establish clear boundaries about the pace of your relationship. Quality connections don't require rushing major decisions. If someone makes you feel guilty for proceeding cautiously, that is a significant warning sign. Try saying, "I believe relationships built on solid foundations take time to develop. I'm enjoying getting to know you, but I make financial decisions slowly and independently. Remember, anyone who truly values you will respect your need for appropriate timing. Pressure is not an expression of love. It is often a tactic of manipulation." If you are still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment "timing" below to let me know you were here. Your engagement helps us create more content that protects and empowers seniors. Tesumarker Sign 3, their relationship with your family and friends. The third crucial indicator involves how your new companion relates to the other important people in your life. Meet Josephine, who at 76 began dating Arthur after meeting at a retirement community event. Arthur made genuine efforts to connect with Josephine's adult children and grandchildren. He listened patiently to her son's concerns, respected her daughter's protective questions, and never pushed to see Josephine alone exclusively. When family gatherings occurred, he participated warmly, but never dominated Josephine's time with her loved ones. Compare this with Patricia's experience with Robert. Initially charming, Robert gradually began suggesting that Patricia's daughter was controlling and her son was just worried about his inheritance. He created reasons why their planned visits to Patricia's grandchildren should be cancelled. When her best friend of 40 years expressed concerns about the relationship's pace, Robert insisted the friend was jealous of their happiness. Genuine love honors your existing connections. Someone who truly cares for you recognizes that your relationships with family and friends are part of who you are. They understand that these people have been in your life longer and have legitimate interests in your well-being. Those with ulterior motives often work to isolate you from protective influences. They may portray reasonable concerns from family as interference, paint longtime friends as jealous, or create situations where you must choose between them and your existing support network. Here is what you can do. Observe how your new companion reacts to your family and friends. Do they make sincere efforts to integrate into your existing relationships? Or do they seem eager to have you all to themselves? Pay attention to how they respond when loved ones ask reasonable questions about their background or intentions. Consider arranging casual group gatherings where you can observe the interactions. A person with genuine intentions will welcome the opportunity to build trust with those who care about you. Remember, anyone who truly loves you will understand that your happiness includes maintaining healthy connections with the people who've been there for you through the years. Sign 4. Financial transparency and independence. The fourth sign deals directly with financial dynamics, which become increasingly important in relationships that begin after 75. Consider George, who at 80 began dating Marta, age 77. Both were financially secure, and their relationship reflected this independence. They split expenses on outings, occasionally treated each other, and never pressured for financial details. When George mentioned his retirement account had suffered losses, Marta offered emotional support, but never suggested financial solutions that involved her access to his accounts. Contrast this with Helen's experience with David. Their relationship began wonderfully, but within months David began sharing stories of temporary financial setbacks, a delayed pension check, unexpected medical bills, or investment opportunities that required immediate cash. He subtly investigated Helen's financial situation while keeping his own vague. When Helen helped once, the financial emergencies became more frequent. In genuine relationships, financial transparency flows both ways and independence is respected. Someone with authentic intentions will have their own financial life in order, or if they are experiencing difficulties, they'll be straightforward about them without expecting you to become their solution. Those with concerning motives often create one-sided financial dynamics. They may exaggerate their own resources while investigating yours, create artificial emergencies to test your willingness to help, or subtly shift toward financial dependency while maintaining an appearance of self-sufficiency. Here is what you can do. Maintain financial boundaries early in relationships. There is no need to share detailed financial information, account numbers, or access to funds with someone you are still getting to know. Watch for patterns of financial discussion. Does this person seem more interested when the topic involves your resources? Do they share concrete details about their own financial situation, or do they provide only vague reassurances? Consider consulting with a trusted financial advisor or family member before making any financial decisions involving a new relationship. An objective perspective can help identify potential concerns you might miss when emotions are involved. Remember, true love doesn't come with a price tag. Anyone worthy of your heart will care more about your companionship than your resources. If you are still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment, protect, below to let me know you are here. Your engagement helps us create more content that matters to you. Sign 5. How they handle disagreement. The fifth and perhaps most revealing sign concerns how your new companion responds when you don to see eye to eye or when you set boundaries. Consider Edward, who at 79 began dating Clara after meeting at a senior center. When Edward explained he wasn't comfortable sharing his social security number to be added to Clara's family cell phone plan, she responded with understanding. "Of course you need to protect your information," she said. "We can look for other options that make you feel secure." Their occasional disagreements were addressed with respect, and Clara never used emotional manipulation to change Edward's mind. Contrast this with Alice's relationship with Stephen. When Alice expressed discomfort with Stephen's suggestion that they combine their retirement accounts for better returns, he became noticeably upset. He accused her of not trusting him, claimed her caution meant she didn't truly care about him, and gave her the cold shoulder until she apologized, despite having done nothing wrong. In genuine relationships, disagreement is handled with respect. Someone who truly cares for you will recognize your right to have different opinions, maintain personal boundaries, and make independent decisions. They understand that respect forms the foundation of lasting love. Those with questionable intentions often respond to boundaries with emotional manipulation. They may use guilt, anger, or withdrawal of affection to pressure you into compliance. This tactic is particularly effective against seniors who may fear losing a companion and returning to loneliness. Here is what you can do. Test the relationship by politely declining small requests. The response will tell you volumes about this person's intentions. Practice phrases like, "I am not comfortable with that right now," or "I need more time to consider that decision." A worthy partner will respect your autonomy without punishment or manipulation. Remember, healthy love empowers you to be your authentic self. Anyone who tries to control you through emotional manipulation is not offering love. They are seeking compliance. Now, for the question that saved me from potential heartbreak and financial disaster. It is surprisingly simple, yet incredibly revealing. What would change between us if my financial situation were completely different? This question cuts through pretense and reveals true intentions like nothing else. When my daughter suggested I ask Sarah this question, I was reluctant. Things were going so well and I worried it might seem offensive. But one evening I carefully brought it up, framing it as a hypothetical discussion about our future. I asked Sarah, "I've been thinking about something. What would change between us if you discovered I had far less money than you might have assumed? What if my house was mortgaged or my savings were minimal?" Her response revealed everything. First came the flash of surprise, then calculation in her eyes. She recovered quickly with reassurances, but something had changed. Within days, her calls became less frequent. Our dates, previously Dutch treat, suddenly required my credit card. When I mentioned considering a simpler lifestyle to preserve my savings, she suggested I might want to date someone in my own financial bracket. Within 3 weeks, she ended our relationship. This simple question works because it creates a scenario that directly challenges hidden motives. Someone with genuine feelings for you will respond with reassurance that your financial situation doesn't define your relationship. They might express concern for your well-being, but not for what they stand to gain or lose. Someone with ulterior motives will struggle to maintain enthusiasm when the prospect of financial benefit is removed. Their response might include subtle disappointment, attempts to determine if you are being truthful, or a gradual cooling of interest. You don't need to falsely claim financial hardship. Frame it as a hypothetical discussion about what truly matters in your relationship. The response will tell you everything you need to know about why this person chooses to be with you. Finding love after 75 can be one of life's most beautiful gifts. With decades of experience behind us, we were often better equipped to recognize and appreciate genuine connection. But this stage of life also requires wisdom and discernment to protect both our hearts and our security. The signs we've discussed, how someone engages with your personal journey, the pace they establish, their relationship with your family and friends, their approach to financial matters, and how they handle disagreement, all help reveal whether someone's interest comes from a place of authentic care or potential manipulation. And the one question, what would change between us if my financial situation were completely different, offers clarity when you are uncertain. Remember, genuine love at any age enhances your life without diminishing your independence, respects your boundaries without manipulation, and cares more about who you are than what you have. You deserve nothing less. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this information valuable, please like, subscribe, and share with someone who might benefit from hearing it. Your support helps us continue creating content that protects and inspires seniors like us. Have you experienced love later in life? Do you have your own wisdom to share about recognizing genuine connection? Leave a comment below. Your experiences might help someone else navigate their own journey to finding authentic companionship in their golden years. Until next time, remember that your heart deserves protection just as much as your health and security. Stay wise, stay open, and never settle for less than you deserve.